Welcome back. This headline atop the Washington Post this morning says it all. Accusations recast an American cultural icon. It is stripped across the front of the Post this morning, and that icon, of course, is Bill Cosby. So much has changed for Cosby since we last spoke about him here on Reliable Sources last week. You know, his potential NBC sitcom, no longer in development. His Cosby Show repeats, no longer airing on TV Land. His Netflix comedy special, on hold. Several of his stand-up performances have been scrapped too, although dozens of others are still scheduled to go on in the next 6 months. But here's the thing, here's the remarkable thing about this story. Some of the women who have accused Cosby of sexual assault first leveled those allegations many years ago. You might say the accusations were hidden in plain sight, but only a handful of journalists paid close attention back then. All that changed this year, and specifically this month. I interviewed one of the accusers, Barbara Bowman, right here this time last week. And then on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, et cetera, other women spoke out as well. Some repeated what they had said years ago, and some spoke for the very first time. That Post story now counts 16 women. Now, a very important reminder here, Cosby has never been charged with a crime in any of these cases. One of Cosby's attorneys, Martin D. Singer, released this remarkable statement on Friday. Here's part of what it says. Over and over again, we have refuted these new unsubstantiated stories with documentary evidence, only to have a new uncorroborated story crop up out of the woodwork. When will it end? It is long past time for this media vilification of Mr. Cosby to stop. There have been a lot of questions about why those allegations, the ones that we've been hearing about on TV in recent days, didn't get more coverage from more media outlets years ago. And I think this next video clip is a big part of the answer. Because the AP, the Associated Press, was talking to Cosby a couple weeks ago, Cosby and his wife Camille, about their involvement with a Smithsonian art exhibit. This all happened, I think it was November 6th. It was before any of the TV interviews with any of the accusers took place. But back then, the comedian Hannibal Buress had been getting some attention for calling out Cosby. This story was starting to gain traction. So the AP reporter tried to ask Cosby for comment. We don't answer that, Cosby said. We don't answer that. But then after the interview, but before Cosby took off his microphone, this happened.
Now, can I get something from you?
What's that?
That none of that will be shown?
I can't promise that myself, but you didn't say anything.
I know I didn't say anything, but I'm asking your integrity that since I didn't want to say anything, but I did answer you in terms of I don't want to say anything, of what value will it have?
Think about the power dynamic there. Cosby continued to pressure the reporter, the young reporter, to scuttle the question about rape, to hide it from the public, and even question the reporter's integrity. At first, the AP just reported the no comment from Cosby, but this week the AP decided to release that whole cringeworthy tape. Like I said, it reveals the power dynamic between a powerful celebrity and the person interviewing him. And that person is AP arts writer Brett Zonker, and he joined me from Washington. Brett Zonker, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me about November 6th, because for people who have not seen the whole 4-minute video, it's pretty excruciating to watch. You asked Bill Cosby several times about these allegations. He said he had no comment. And then, what did he say to you next?
You know, he kept talking after I asking questions. After I stopped asking questions, he kept talking, and he wanted to ask me a few questions at that point. He asked, you know, would we not use any of the video from the questions I had just asked him. And I said I couldn't promise that. And he asked me a couple more times. He said that if I was a serious journalist, we wouldn't use any of this footage.
That was my favorite part, and by favorite I mean most horrifying. You know, when he says to you, well, if you're a serious journalist, you know, you're not going to be wanting to share this. That's the opposite of a serious journalist. I mean, did you sense in that moment that he didn't even understand what real journalism is?
It surprised me quite a bit that he questioned my integrity for even asking the question. You know, I was there. I have been an admirer of Bill Cosby growing up, watching him on television. I didn't want to ask these questions, but I had to ask these questions because I'm a journalist and I was doing my job.
So for a few minutes, he tries to pressure you, that's my word, not yours, pressure you into not sharing the video clip of him, you know, badgering you about the questions. Then what happened after the cameras turned off? Did he keep bringing this up to you afterwards?
You know, most of our entire conversation was really captured on camera.
Okay.
The camera kept rolling, and when the camera stopped, I stood up and I shook both of their hands and thanked them for the interview, and we moved on.
Was it ethical then, you think, for the AP, for you and your colleagues to now share the video of the exchange that happened after the interview formally ended?
You know, it's interesting because nobody ever actually said this interview has ended now. Nobody said, let's turn off the camera. The conversation actually continued, and you know, the camera kept rolling, and the microphones were still on Mr. and Mrs. Cosby at that point.
Let me wrap up by asking about the 2 weeks between your interview, which you had no idea was going to become as famous as it now is, and the period where it was published by the AP. Were you involved in the deliberations about whether to share it? And if so, what was your position on it?
You know, there was a big discussion from the moment the interview ended and then over the past couple of weeks about how to handle this. So I was part of the discussion, and it involved editors all the way up to AP headquarters in New York City. But I think it's important to remember that 2 weeks ago, this Cosby story was in a very different place, and it's evolved pretty dramatically since then. Several more women have come out with allegations against Bill Cosby. Several media companies have moved to kind of distance themselves or cut ties from Mr. Cosby. And so we looked at the entire tape again this week, and the video seemed much more relevant at this point in the story. I think people wanted to see how he would react to being questioned about this.
Let's talk about how much has changed in the past 2 weeks, because when you conducted your interview on November 6th, there was, I'm going to say, a little bit of noise, a little bit of attention, a little bit of scrutiny on Bill Cosby and these allegations, but not nearly as much as we've seen since. So why did you ask him in the first place? Why did you bring it up at all?
This had come up in the news in the 2 or 3 weeks prior to my interview, and it was generated in part by some sharp criticism from another comedian during a stand-up comedy routine that got a lot of attention online. That generated some news coverage about this and about the background of past accusations against Bill Cosby. So it was in the news enough that I felt like I had to ask the question. It was my job to ask the question, and I saved it for the end of the interview.
Associated Press reporter Brett Zonker, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
His job to ask the question, indeed. And Cosby's name, by the way, trending on Twitter this morning, showing just how big and how awful this story just continues to be. The comedian hasn't really addressed the allegations, but he did say this to a Florida newspaper. He was performing in Florida on Friday night. He got that standing ovation I mentioned. And his comment was incredible. Here's what he said. "I know people are tired of me not saying anything, but a guy doesn't have to answer to innuendos. People should fact check." People should fact check. Bill, if you're watching, the problem here is not fact checking.